7 o'clock on BackStories Radio. It's going to be a beautiful day out, and you've got somewhere to be. So get going.
Welcome to BackStories. Thank you for joining us for the long-awaited singer, Vanity, the truth behind it all. In this exclusive story, we'll look into the life and legacy of one such dazzling talent, Vanity. Join us on a mesmerizing journey as we explore the rise, the fame, the untold story of this beautiful 1980s singer, actress, and model. We'll uncover the secrets behind the glamour and the spotlight. After receiving overwhelming requests, the video you all wanted to see is finally here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to like and subscribe. Now let's dive into this captivating story together. In the 1980s, we were all captivated by her beauty, charm, and style when she burst upon the world under the name Vanity. This singer, songwriter, dancer, model, and actress was born Denise K. Matthews on January 4th, 1959 in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, to parents Helga Sinek and Livia James Matthews. During her early years, things were pretty tough for the family. They didn't have very much, but she and her siblings did have plenty of love. They enjoyed playing and spending time together, which was a welcomed reprieve from the verbal and physical abuse Vanity suffered from her father, till his passing in 1974, when she was just 15. After his passing, her confidence blossomed, landing her fresh-faced appearances in Pearl Drop toothpaste, print, and commercial campaigns. Vanity won the Miss Niagara Hospitality title in 1977. She went on to compete for Miss Canada in 1978. At age 17, she moved to New York City to pursue her career. She signed with Zoli Model Agency. Many others considered her beautiful and radiant on camera. Her modeling career was subsequently limited to commercials and print work stateside due to her short stature. But the Vanity we all love didn't let that stop her. She went on to film Terror Train in 1979 and Tanya's Island in 1980, both under the moniker of Dee Dee Winters. Around the same time, Vanity traveled overseas to Japan for a short modeling stint. Returning home to the U.S., Vanity and a friend attended a concert to see a barely known act by the name Prince in 1980. She would soon have a chance meeting with Prince backstage at the American Music Awards. Vanity met Prince at the American Music Awards, and that would change her life forever. It's been reported she attended with Rick James. Nonetheless, shortly after, she began dating Prince, and they were a hot item. Prince was really taken aback with her style and charisma. Vanity spent the next few months traveling all about and back and forth to Minneapolis. She had a hot and steamy love affair with him. They couldn't get enough of each other, and how could you blame them? They were two incredibly talented and beautiful people. He eventually wrote The Beautiful Ones. Many believe the song was about her. Vanity would go on to say that Prince, hands down, was the love of her life. She recalled that he was so affectionate and catered to her every need. Wow, what girl wouldn't fall hard experiencing a love like that? After discovering Vanity could sing, Prince invited her to Minneapolis to front his racy all-girl group. When he floated the idea to Vanity, he thought the group name should be The Hookers, with the lead singer's stage name being Vagina. But she flat out refused, and they settled on the name Vanity and the band Vanity 6. When it comes to music, Prince was very strict, so she knew she had to bring her A game. Prince gave her the melody of Nasty Girls and said, "Sleep with that melody in your head." After long nights of recording and practicing endlessly, perfecting the sound, Prince gave the nod. They were ready. Vanity 6 went on to record and release their album with the first single, He's So Dull, which failed to chart. But the second single, Nasty Girl, became a huge hit on the U.S. R&B chart, hitting number 7 as well as topping the U.S. dance chart at number 1. With the group scoring a number 1 hit, Nasty Girl, Prince invited Vanity 6 to be the opening act on his 1999 tour in 1982 and 83, along with The Time. And this was a big deal for the group. They'd never been on the road before, and now they're the opener for a top-billing tour. Vanity 6 stepped up to the challenge in a major way. They toured extensively with Prince, performing on all dates of the 1999 tour. Night after night, city after city, those ladies hit the stage and gave it their all, much to the pleasure of screaming, adoring fans. After returning home in April 1983, Prince and Vanity graced the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Prince was also in the planning stages of his Purple Rain film and album, as well as working on Vanity 6's sophomore album. However, a few months later, Prince and Vanity's relationship cooled, and Vanity 6 disbanded, but their music is still widely enjoyed by their fans. Vanity was offered the role in Prince's 1984 Purple Rain film, but after their romance was officially over and leaving the group Vanity 6, Vanity decided to turn down the role. She opted to pursue a solo career. Her role was then filled with Apollonia Cotero. Vanity was now flying solo in her love life and musically. The following year, in 1984, Vanity was offered a solo recording deal with Motown. She would go on to record and release the funk pop album Wild Animal, featuring singles like Pretty Mess and Mechanical Emotion, which had some success on the U.S. pop and R&B charts. Much to everyone's surprise, Vanity's acting career was not over. In fact, she was just getting started. The following year, she would read for The Color Purple and numerous other movies. She would soon land her biggest role thus far. With things not working out for Vanity in Prince's Purple Rain, also being passed over for the role in Oprah Winfrey's The Color Purple, the director, Steven Spielberg, thought she looked a bit too young. But she wouldn't have to wait long for Hollywood to come calling again. In 1985, Vanity made her mainstream film debut in the cult classic, The Last Dragon. This American martial arts comedy was produced by Berry Gordy, as well as its hit soundtrack featuring Vanity's Seventh Heaven and The Barge, Rhythm of the Night, over at Motown. In this film, our girl Vanity was cast as Laura Charles, the sexy VJ of a video TV show, similar to the legendary Soul Train. The Last Dragon ended up being a box office hit and solidified Vanity as an actress to be reckoned with. 1986 proved to be a huge year for Vanity. Coming fresh off her big screen film debut, she would go on to release her second solo album, Skin on Skin. Although this would be her last album, it did produce a top 10 single, Under the Influence, which played well in dance clubs. Later that same year, Vanity would star in the action film Never Too Young to Die, alongside John Stamos. On screen, she began to blossom into a completely developed action star. Vanity was very busy in Hollywood. Also, during that same year, she would go on to star in 52 Pickup, which was another thriller-based storyline packed with action and suspense. This experience gave her the chance to be cast in the upcoming biggest movie role of her career. In 1987, Vanity continued to grace our TV as well as the big screen. That same year, she was invited to guest star on an episode of the immensely popular nighttime drama, Miami Vice, starring Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas. Moving forward in 1988, she would go on to star in her biggest movie role yet, Action Jackson, alongside the handsome heartthrob Carl Weathers from the Rocky movie series. The character Vanity would portray was of Sydney Ash, a local lounge singer and heroin addict, secretly financed and used by a deceitful businessman, Peter Anthony Delaplane. Springboarding from the success of that co-starring role, Hollywood's Playboy magazine came a-calling in a very informative article and tasteful photo shoot. Vanity graced the cover of the top-selling magazine in April of 1988 to rave reviews. After reaching the top with the hit film Action Jackson, in her own words, Vanity shared with the world how everything fell apart when she was introduced to recreational drugs. She struggled for several years using drugs and saw her life passing by. However, when questioned about this, she reminisced on the past with all the things she accomplished in her life and where did things go wrong. From the early years of modeling, Jet Magazine, Playboy, and the numerous covers all over the world, traveling the globe with Vanity 6, her solo career, which produced a handful of singles, accomplishing her dreams of becoming an A-list actress, as well as the issues in her personal life. It seemed for her the relationship she had with Motley Crue bassist Nikki Sixx was based around the use of illicit drugs. Although they were briefly engaged, by the late 1980s, everything had taken a toll, even with her love life. In 1992, Vanity appeared in the film Da Vinci's War, a project that led to her meeting actor Sam J. Jones. During breaks on the set, the two found solace in reading the Bible together. Their shared spiritual exploration had a profound impact on Vanity. Shortly after, she openly declared her conversion to Christianity in multiple interviews and announced her decision to no longer portray sexualized roles. This change was evident in her diverse portrayals in projects like 1992's Lady Boss and Highlander, the series which she took on roles that showcased her versatility as an actress. Alongside her spiritual journey, she abandoned her stage moniker Vanity and reverted to her given name, Denise Matthews. During this period, she embarked on extensive travels across the southern regions, accompanied by her friend and agent Benjamin Jimerson Phillips. Together, they shared her powerful testimony of conversion to Jesus Christ, spreading the message of her newfound faith. Our sweet Denise Matthews battled various health issues, including kidney problems, in the years following her fame, resulting from drug use. In 1994, Denise Matthews faced a life-altering moment when she was hospitalized for 3 months due to a near-fatal kidney failure resulting from a drug overdose. Recalling the incident later, she revealed that upon her arrival at the hospital, doctors gave her a grim prognosis, stating that she had just 3 days to live while being sustained on life support. And throughout this whole ordeal, her close friend Benjamin Jimerson Phillips stood vigil by her side while she was hospitalized. He also took responsibility of informing Prince about her critical condition via telegram. During this time, Denise claimed to have had a profound spiritual experience. She recounted that she saw Jesus, who spoke to her, offering to save her under one condition: if she agreed to leave behind her vanity persona. Moved by this encounter, she made a solemn promise. Following her remarkable recovery, Denise Matthews made good on her commitment she chose to permanently retire her performing career and dedicate her life entirely to her newfound faith as a born-again Christian. On the first anniversary of her sobriety in 1995, Denise Matthews now dedicated her evangelist work in San Jose. She found love in the most unexpected place with Anthony Smith, a football player from the Oakland Raiders. Denise came across news of Smith's charitable endeavors in Los Angeles, which intrigued her deeply. "The Lord told me that I would go down to LA and minister him," she told Ebony magazine. Only 3 days after their initial meeting, she took the bold step of proposing to him. Their whirlwind romance culminated in a swift marriage just a month after they first met. The ceremony unfolded at Smith's residence in Playa del Rey. Despite their initial passion, the relationship faced challenges. Denise's compassionate nature led her to invite homeless individuals into their home, offering them food, showers, and even her contact information. This generosity sometimes sparked disagreements between the couple. Unfortunately, their marriage was short-lived, ending in 1996 due to irreconcilable differences. Following their separation, Smith's life took a dark turn. He was arrested for domestic violence involving another unnamed woman and later convicted of 3 murders, highlighting the tumultuous nature of their brief union. Due to a decade-long struggle with crack cocaine addiction, Denise Matthews faced severe kidney problems, having to undergo dialysis daily, with each session lasting 20 minutes. In 1997, she underwent a kidney transplant, marking a turning point in her life as she wholeheartedly embraced her faith in Christ. Devoting herself entirely to her spiritual journey, Matthews became a prominent speaker, delivering speaking engagements at churches worldwide. Tragically, her health took a sharp decline in 2015 when she was diagnosed with a debilitating inflammatory condition affecting the inner abdomen and the abdominal organs. Despite her resilience, Denise Matthews succumbed to kidney failure on February 15, 2016, at a hospital in Fremont, California, at the age of 57. In her will, she left a significant portion of her estate to her church. In her final moments, Denise expressed a heartfelt wish to have her ashes scattered over the shores of Hawaii, where her spirit could be at peace. She desired her loved ones to celebrate her life with joyous festivities, free from sorrow, honoring her memory with smiles instead of tears. Through your music and movies, you were definitely one of a kind that will forever be missed. Denise K. Matthews, aka Vanity, the 1980s sensation whose talent and charisma continue to inspire us. We hope you enjoyed the story of Vanity as much as we did bringing it to you. If you haven't already, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future updates on your favorite celebrities. See you in the next video at BackStories 365.